Good morning. This is Brian and welcome back to the ranch. Today we're gonna spread some manure around and feed the chickens. I got a couple new chickens. Things are starting to green up a little bit here. We'll go take a look at that clover that I planted last fall, see how that's doing. Also, I have some security cameras that I need to put up, and that's what's going on today on the ranch. Nope. Hey Loretta. You guys already got flies? What's going on? Hey Dolly. Morning. How you doing? Man, you guys still got quite a bit of hay. Alright, so this little half acre right here, I just want to get these cow patties all smoothed out and spread out. Shouldn't take but just a few minutes. But first order of business, you know, let's undo the hose just in case. right, so I got this half acre or so drug. I probably waited a little too long. The manure was pretty dry. When it's really dry, it doesn't break up quite as much. There's like that sweet spot, and I think I was probably a week or two late, but we got it. We got all that manure pulverized. Should do a good job of fertilizing this area. So last September, maybe October, I put down some clover with my seed drill, and so it's now March. I just want to see how it's doing. I want it to get pretty tall and thick before I let the cows graze on it, but you can kind of see that stripe right here. That's the width of my seed drill, so it took really well right here. This is a Zulu arrowhead clover, and it's getting pretty, and that's enough to graze on, but I'd like for it to be about 6 to 8 inches, maybe even 12 if it can get that high. But so this whole area I seeded, nothing seems to grow on this ridge. I might unroll a bale of hay here and see if I can get this going here, but off into the distance, everything that's bright green is either winter rye or this clover that I put down. So you can see a stripe down there. I did kind of overseed some of the areas that had Bermuda. This is the area that my hay fields really struggle. Nothing grows here. It's kind of a washout area during the winter, because that way over here is south. So all of this is shaded during the winter time. It gets quite a bit of sun in the summer, but man, it just struggles. You can kind of see the lines of where that, I think that's the ryegrass I planted last year. It probably still had some seeds in the soil, but there's none of that. There's a little bit of that clover. I mean, just tiny little spots of it, but really it's pretty disappointing down here. Didn't really get a good, it didn't really take very well over here. And then this is just ryegrass, and unfortunately I think these are some of the sticker grasses that might be coming up again. But I mean, at least it's green. There's still some bare spots. This is an area that once all this kind of goes dormant, I'm going to put down some Sudan, and cows love it, and it does really well in the heat of the summer. So there's a little bit of clover here, a little bit of ryegrass, nothing, actually there's quite a bit in the shade here. There's a stripe right here of clover, a little bit of clover here, hasn't really done much. Hopefully if we get a rain and it warms up a little bit. We've been a little bit dry, but you can kind of see where the bare earth stops and my Bermuda grass grows. A little bit of clover here. And then I did actually plant some clover in here a little bit. You can see a little bit of green here. And then there was a alleyway that I had for the water. And when I had last fall, when I had the cows in this hayfield right here, I had an alleyway because my hose can only reach so far. I've got 300 foot of hose, and that alleyway got beat up pretty good. So I went ahead and planted some of that clover in there. And this was, I think the alleyway was right about here. You can see it's green right through here. So we got a little bit of it to take. Actually really good right here. You can see some of that. So that'll be nice for a little bit of diversity in the summertime. They'll probably eat this spring, and then in the summertime when the Bermuda grass comes out. Oh yeah, you can see the trail that they made right here. Yeah, nothing really took right here. That's really tamped down, so I might reconsider my watering situation down here in this area. I think what I might do, oh, here's some of that clover. So it's coming in really good right here. So anyways, that's just a little update on the clover that I planted last fall. Hopefully as it kind of warms up but also kind of stays cool in the evenings, that'll take off. And then I'm hoping, I've only got 2 bales of hay left. I'm hoping that's enough to get these cows through till the grass kind of starts taking off a little bit. I might have to buy a couple of bales. It'll take them about a month to eat those 2 bales, I think. So I think we're sitting pretty good. So a couple months ago, I made a significant financial investment in this sticker burr roller. My property has a lot of sticker burrs, and it's just a hassle to deal with them. They keep coming up every year, getting worse and worse. So really the only way to get rid of them that I can figure, I've sprayed, I've done a bunch of different things, is to just pick them up. I think it works okay, but the problem is I mowed my hayfield that I wanted to pick up burrs on, and so I was picking up just the hay clippings rather than a lot of the burrs. So I've burnt that field, and now that the grass is cut down, I'm gonna go over it with the sticker burr roller and see if we can pick up some of those burrs. You know, it's probably too late in the spring. Some of them are probably already, you know, germinated in the ground. I did spray that area with some pre-emergent, so I'm hoping that we get less this next year. But let's go roll that about a half acre and see if we can pick up any burrs.
let's see what I got for my efforts here. So, oh gosh, I'd probably say 2/3 of the, ow, dang. So much for having gloves on. I would probably say 2/3 of this is you know, grass, but intermixed in all of that grass, and I thought I had gloves thick enough. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can see there is probably 1/3 of that is sticker burrs. So it definitely works. That's probably, I would probably say that is the 5th time since I got that sticker burr roller that I've rolled that 1/2 acre, and each time I do, one way that I can kind of tell if I'm making progress is the front wheels of my lawnmower will just get caked with those burrs, and every time I roll, there's just as many burrs. I think I have so many burrs in that 1/2 acre that no matter what I do, I don't know if I'm ever going to get rid of them, but I'm going to try for dang sure. So about half of that 1/2 acreage I tried to burn a couple weeks ago. I only got about half of it to burn because there just wasn't enough on the ground to really light it up. I was hoping to maybe get some of those sand burrs torched. See if that helps, I don't know. But it's an ongoing battle. I don't think I'm winning the battle, but at least it's worth a try. So that burr roller that I got, it cost about $1,700. It was pretty expensive, but I'm hoping that it'll pay off each year as I continue to use it. One alternative that I found very effective, and I'll show you this here in a second, is I was helping somebody move and they had an old felt blanket that they asked me if I wanted, and I said sure. And I decided, since it was kind of an old ratty blanket, that I would just attach it to a piece of wood and drag it behind my lawnmower and see if I could pick up burrs that way. And that was super effective. The only downside is that it fills up pretty quick. So one kind of cheaper alternative, if you have some old blankets, or if you go to the fabric store and get some like felt fabric, you can attach it to a board and then just I just tied a string to a 1x here, and then I drug this blanket, and you can see how many burrs I was able to pick up on that blanket. So I'll just end up, I mean, you can't reuse this, so I've got a burn pile here that I'm gonna probably light on fire if the wind ever stops blowing. But that's one way of doing it if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on fancy burr rollers. You could just drag a blanket and use a blanket. So I found that effective. See all the stickers that are in that grass. So sticker burr roller works. Well, that's all I have for you on this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.